Hey guys, this is the third video of our tutorial series about Java coding, and in this video we will talk about variables, and after defining variables we will make some calculations. So let's get started. Firstly, we define an integer and let's call it x, which will equal to 5. And um, in memory, the variable x equals to 5. And let's define another variable integer y, and it is 6 in memory. And um, let's do something different. Integer z equals x plus y. So in simple mathematics, as you can predict, x plus y is 11, so z becomes 11. Let's check. How do we check it? We can use print option, which we did in second video. So let's say system out print line, or let's say x for this one, and copy it for being faster, and let's call it y and this z. So what do you expect from these statements? Let's check this out and run. And as you can see, we saw 5, 6, 11 as we expected. How do we do another operations? So let's call another integer and call it e equals y minus or x minus y. So what you will see is in these statements, let's erase them for clear, and let's call it e, and you will see x5 minus 6 is minus 1. So let's run it, and as you can predict, you see minus 1. So let's do other operations like multiplication and division. Firstly, we can do multiplication. Let's call this e multiply. You can multiply things with these with this symbol, asterisk symbol, and let's do it. As you can see, 5 multiplied by 6 is 30. So let's do division, and you will see an interesting thing. Let's run it, and you can see it is 0. So why does it 0? It is 0 because when you divide 5 to 6, 5 over 6 is between 0 and 1. Java see these rational values, which are not integers, as how can I say, a bottom value. For example, if you divide 5 over 4, it is bigger than 1 and less than 2, right? It will write 1 again, because the bottom value is 1. So in that case, it is between 0 and 1, so it writes 0 in that case. So what if I write this or define x as 12? It will directly write 2, as you can see. I can mention another type called double, which you can define point numbers. Like, for example, let's call it double and double 2, and let's say x is 5.6 and for example y is 2, and I'm erasing it for clearness. And let's why does it complaining? Cause yeah, another issue is, for example, you divide x to y and you are trying to make equal it to an integer value. Compiler will complain about this issue, and it says that incompatible types, cause in the right side of this equation is double and the left side is integer, so the types are not same. So let's make it double, and we can see that now compiler is happier, and we can make our calculation correctly. So as you can see, 2.8 is our result, as you can predict. And for now, these are 4 basic operations in these variable types, and we saw that of course there are more variable types, but for now it is enough to know that double and integer types, and in our next videos we will see different types of these variables, of course. And finally, I can say that I know the things are not very clear, not crystal clear, but for now it is enough to understand these operations, and it is very important to focus on what I'm doing. And I promise you will understand in next videos what is actually going on. So for now, guys, it is adequate, and see you on our next tutorial.